Hello, people of YouTube. It's Brittany and her goddess here on the tube and elsewhere. I'm coming on here to chit chat with you about dodging and weaving death magic. It happens more often than you think. We usually hear about it from somebody that's like kind of close to the edge. Like they got what people would consider paranoia, and they're like a conspiracy theorist or whatever. They look into stuff that isn't supposed to be talked about, and you might catch them freaking out right before they go. Hollywood folks too might be freaking out or say something that indicates that they are aware that there's folks after them. Less common, do you hear of regular people aware that someone has it out for them, unless you go get a restraining order, which is very sad. That a lot of times that's like right before the end game, because again, what are you really gonna do? Like, if someone is dead set on getting you, you're gonna throw the paper in their face and that stops them? No. If it's gotten to the point where they want to take you out, they gonna find a way, like roll up on you, and they don't care what the paper says. So I think that the purpose of that is really just like paper trail. Like, so after you're deceased, it could be said that someone had it out for you, and this is who it was. So whether they're convicted or someone else is, or no one is convicted, it's just like this person that is now deceased was really concerned. You also see this in the witchy world, although witches don't really tell, they ain't really gonna tell about their client business, but there might be something put in place to protect somebody. And let's be real. What is protection? It's not always a fence. It's not always a gate, some kind of tripwire, a trap door that someone falls into like a cartoon if they come too close. It can be harm to them, punishment to them if they come for you. It can be some form of distraction for the person, because there's a lot of takeouts that occur when somebody is feeling especially passionate. They can be distracted. By the time they're done being distracted, they don't even feel like coming for you no more. So there could be a replacement for you for those crimes of passion where a person's just like You've got to be with me. And then they get stalked by somebody. Somebody else is after them. So they were really after you because they thought they were going to be alone. Now that problem is solved and they leave you alone. That was your protection spell at work. That was your ritual taking effect. There can also be witchy woos that likewise will do work to take somebody out. But if a witchy woo is on that career path, or that's on her menu, that's on her repertoire, and she's effective, she's not on some nonsense, then she's going to do some sort of divination before she does whatever ritual or spell, what have you, against the person that you ask about. Because she needs to know what did this person do and are they actually bad? Are they what she would consider bad, what her spirits would consider bad? Is there action that should be taken? And if so, what is the action? What is within her scope? Things. Things to bear in mind. Like I've mentioned sometimes before, that sometimes, well, I've said it differently, but sometimes people will try to align you with someone deceased. And I've said this is not good because there's some part of their experience that is going to hit as true for you, and you don't want the death part. That's what you don't want to do. Maybe it's a particular talent or what they stood for. Maybe you can complete something that they didn't. Oh my, thinking of Hurston. Uh, Author. She she died generally unknown, even though lots of young black women have read her books, at least one of her books. She died broke fight broke. Her gravesite isn't really a known spot. It's not really a big deal. But she is a big deal. Pamela Coleman Smith. Tarot superstar. Also died with very few coins. Who knows where she is buried? Someone mentioned it. What's his name? Terosophy Band. I'm so sorry. I was in his Facebook group for years, and I'm sorry. But I have one of his books. But I'm saying that, and he showed her gravesite. Is why I'm bringing him up. He found it, and he showed it. But not a really well known spot. Question marks for Crowley's spot. Is there does anybody know where Crowley was buried or cremated? Where is he located? Anybody know? Helena Blavatsky. Anybody know? I bet Arthur Waite has a little plot. Like people know where his plot is, but maybe not. Anyway, um, being aligned with the transition, sometimes it's to keep going on something that they started or were working on or something that they can help you with. This happens. So I'm not saying avoid all transitioned folks that contact you. If they reach out, yeah, reach back. If you feel inclined, yeah. But I'm also saying to keep in mind the differences between you. This is how you defend yourself against attacks meant to take you out in a similar way or a completely different way, but take you out. Differences between you and said transition celebrity person. There is always going to be some stuff because we're all different. And isn't that interesting? That's not an accident. Every single person on earth that has ever been, is, or ever will be is different, is unique. There was a little, like a slideshow kind of situation a couple years ago I saw where somebody was showing celebrity people that look exactly like somebody else that's like died already. And it was hilarious. These old pictures. Like looking exact or real close. I went to high school with a chickadee that it's just like we cheered together, and yeah, she made a bestie, and like her best friend also on the cheer squad. They look so similar. People thought they were sisters. It was hilarious. Uh, really good that they got along really well and hung out all the time. But point is, raised in different households, completely unrelated, but look at it similar and got along. Some people would call them twin ships. So it happens. You can look like somebody. You can, even if it's the same birthday, there's a different time or a different year, or you're in a different place, or you're a different gender, or you look different. There's always differences. Even for twins out of the womb, differences. I knew some twins in life, some biological twins. And you'd only think that they look alike if you just met them. But over time, like, not only did they look different, but their personalities were completely different. So shouts to the twins if they ever if they ever encounter me here on the YouTube. I ain't never forgot y'all. But anyway, yeah, avoiding death magic is by keeping yourself separate. You want to maintain yourself, even for people that are impersonators out in Vegas, walking around, Marilyn Monroe impersonator, MJ impersonator. Maintain yourself. Your real name, have a little tattoo. Like, maintain yourself, because you do not want to end up in the same circumstances. You want to do something different. Be inspired by, could even be similar to, but not them. I have a lot of alignment with Britney Spears. But I am not Britney Spears. I ain't never seen them Britney Spears dollars. I'm not a white woman. I'm not a Sagittarius. But do I relate to some things? Just, yeah. I was even a Britney Spears fan. I've been a Britney Spears fan. I wouldn't say that I've quit. Like, I don't care if she came out with an album today, I would listen to it. So I'm not over it. I just think that she's playing into or given into the narrative that she's cracked and crazed. Understandable, like, she could crack, yeah. But I also think that there's some allowance for it. Like, this is the way that she gets to continue to live instead of getting run off the road like Princess Diana. She gets to live so long as she can't really or doesn't really say anything to where people would listen to her. Britney Spears just crazy now. Every so often, though, she does say something legit. Like, she'll say some stuff. It might get taken down, or it might be hidden in the mix of all them dance moves. But but she says some legit stuff. Hollywood Crazy. I didn't even know that the director of that movie, Eyes Wide Shut, that he transitioned to. I'm like, what? I don't keep up with directors like like that. Like I'm sitting here, like I got the updates. No, I don't. I don't sit here and watch like that. I didn't know who made the movie. But if you've seen that movie, Eyes Wide Shut, doesn't it serve as validation, confirmation of the feeling that there's stuff we don't see, that we don't know, that you're protected from the danger of by ignorance. So when you see someone on the interwebs prattling, in all likelihood, they're far from the scene. That's why they're allowed to talk. They are allowed to talk because what verification is there that they're actually correct? They could just be speculating. But speculation that's accurate still counts as disclosure. So the quote unquote elites, the powers that be, could be like, hey, don't say that the information isn't out there. It's out there if you want to know. If you really want to know, it's there. But otherwise, like, what reason is there just like frighten people or make people think bad of people when they don't know the half? If you're a if you're a bug murderer and you will kill a bug without hesitation, do you feel guilty? For most of us, no. Especially if it's in your house or harassing you, no, it's a bug. F them bugs. They seem to just spawn more indefinitely. So you can kill 1,000 bugs, they keep creeping. So, um, as I say that about the respawning, like a video game. Uh, Imagine. Ooh, I'm thinking of the cell right now. But imagine the frame of mind that people just respawn. Whether they're the same or different, but people respawn. Are you really going to be caught up on lives, individual or even collective? as I slide into the conspiracy zone of mass death that are intentional. I'm not talking just war, although war is one of those situations where they know that people are going to die. But I'm talking about events. Events that are coordinated on a date or at a place because of the name of the place or the location. And some folks are going to die as a ritual, as an offering, as a marker in history. And it's just like, well, oh well. Concessions must be made. They'll just respawn. That's a level of thinking that most people don't operate at. Most people would say that's absolutely horrifying. No one should die ever. I know that's going way far in the other direction. No one should die ever. Like, we should all just live forever happily. No sickness, no death. That's a lot. But most people are somewhere more towards the other end of the spectrum, where they hope that everyone dies of natural causes, which quote unquote means your body runs out of juice. You just slowly break down until it's time to go. And it's supposed to be easy too. Painless. Painless, easy, somewhere roundabout when you decide that you're tired of being who you are. And everyone's tired of you also. You don't want to leave when anybody will miss you. You don't want them to hate you. But they're also supposed to be like, you can go now. Please. So, yeah, that just like with parentals make decisions that children don't understand. Those that run the world are able to make decisions that a lot of people could not or do not. So, points to ponder. Um, Looking at astrology, wow, I'm seeing it like it alternates. Like, sometimes it is predictive. Sometimes it's an opening. Like, lay down your intentions. Here's a good time. Sometimes it's a recognition thing. Knowing who somebody is. It can be ID. It's all these things at once. So being aware that some people are trying, like they are actively trying to do some things involving other people. And it can be you. That is part of someone's manifestation plans. They may or may not be aware that it's you. When someone is praying for a job, they really want the job. I hope I get the job. That means someone else isn't going to get the job. So what happens to those other contenders? You know, some people just like, who knows? Who cares? Who knows and who cares? Well, some of us think of that. Some of us are so freaking people pleasing oriented that we do consider the other people. Someone has to lose so you can win when it's that kind of situation. And we say stuff like it's meant for you. Yes, if you yeah, but also because you beat those people. They got tripped on their way to getting there. They got messed up in their way. Maybe that's the worst interview they've ever had because it's your time to win. They got stalled out. It's the worst day of their life. There's a lot of crap going on because it's your time to win. Would you win without the prayer? Plenty of folks, even, I'm sorry, but it's just not even the most prayerful. Some things you don't think to pray for, or you just didn't. They say pray unceasingly. Sometimes you're not actively. Uh, and still, what is for you is for you. But circumstances did align for it to be for you. So this is why I bring up astrology to people, because I'm saying that sometimes when you lose, it's not that you're bad or that the other person is better, which we know is like the proud hater brigade will be like, some people win that really suck. They might, but it's still their spot. So sometimes things are a matter of timing. Some things are a matter of ID. You did not align. You were not the right shape key. You can get copies of a key and still enter the same door. That's not the original key, but copies of the key can still enter the door. But if you got the wrong key, you're just not getting in. If you got no key, you're not getting in. In addition to that, you get in the door and it's just like somebody's prepared for the dragon behind the door. Other folks didn't even anticipate there being a dragon in the house. that? I'm sorry. It's crazy. Um, but anyway, so this is a matter of alignment. What is for you being for you, what is not is not. Knowing how to recognize signs is a multi tiered approach because sometimes it's not just difficulty, like, oh, if it's hard, it's not right. That doesn't always mean that. Sometimes you gotta endure some challenge, but also sometimes you're just being stubborn. So you have to feel that and know and look at signs. If you get a whole lot of signs, it's a go, even though it's difficult. Keep going. If you got a bunch of signs saying it's a no, even if you really want to, it's a no. Leave it alone. This is feelings and knowing. Knowing. This is a bunch of stuff. This is why I totally, like, I'm not going to be a reader that would ever tell you, like, too many times of reading. I will tell you, I can't tell you anything else. If it comes to that, or it's too recent, then yeah, I've said that before. But do I totally understand someone checking on something even though they've gotten an answer before? Yes, because I do it. I do it plenty. I ask when it's difficult. I ask when I'm confused. I ask when I feel like I look a certain way. Like, oh, I'm embarrassed. I feel a little bit of shame. Ooh. But if the answer is, you're fine, I keep going. Um, so like, shouts to readers that can power through the devil card. We sit there and all day it's just like there are no bad cards to see the devil card. Oh no. Ruh-roh. Not no red row. What's it mean? Apply the card. If everybody has hangups. Everybody has things that uh they might feel like are bad or make you bad. And it can be true or it can be nonsense. That's that's reality. What do you consider true? Is it group consensus? Like how many people think something is bad? Is it who thinks it's bad? What's authority to you? Who is an authority to you? Who has to declare something bad in order for it to actually be bad? I I don't consider my fears or things that I've had hangups about unusual. It really depends on the context. Like what crowd am I in? Some crowds, it's just like, Brittany, you're silly. Like, don't worry about it. Seriously, stop it. But for many people, my fears are totally normal, totally justified, understandable. So keep this in mind, even with the magical thing. Some people fear the word magic. That is a big concern. Like they don't do magic, they pray only. They might pray for you to fall off a horse, but they prayed, whereas you hex people, you evildoer. Well, that's a matter of perspective. Some people say they go with the flow. It ain't really go with the flow. It's go move with what happens while also having plans. Like, no, you know what you want to do. You know where you're trying to go. You know what you want to have. So if you build a dam so that the water flows a certain way, like, are you going with the flow? Or are you creating circumstances? You are creating circumstances. Is that right or wrong? You just thought it was wrong. That's why you wanted to say go with the flow instead of build a dam. But there isn't. There is balances, checks and balances in this world. So when it goes too far in one direction, or power is concentrated too far in too small an area, there's balance. This is what we talk about: nations rise and fall. Because generally speaking, dominant powers go on conquest sprees. And there's only so long that other countries allow it before either some country that was watching quietly does a takeover, or someone that has been taken over either gets strong enough to fight back or bands together with some other countries that were mowed and show a dominant power. Playtime's over. So be aware. Checks and balances. Not necessarily good or bad. Good or bad is a bit more like propaganda. A reminder to Christian team that the and I know that it's just like, who would hang out with me is probably more, if you would consider yourself Christian, going to be the more Gnostic variety. But I'm saying, for anybody that might be more churchy, that the quote unquote good and bad team both came from heaven. Originally, heaven sent. So this uh, corruption of man, no, you're all the things. We have our personalities, but our personalities are a blend. What's the amalgamation? A blend of whence we came. I'm seeing this like that. You know, when like a light, the sunlight shines through a prism and you see the rainbow on your desk and whatnot. See the rainbow on the wall. All those colors through the clear prism. All of the heavens shining through you. And what shows up is special for you. So, uh, let you, that little light of yours, let it shine, let it shine. Shine the best you can. Try to make sure there's minimal dust on you. Keep your prism clear so that all of you shines the best. Because those that have eyes to see will see all of you. Will see all your lights. All the lights. All right. I've rattled enough, long enough here. So, if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. I'm sending lots of love your way, many blessings on the journey, and I'll see you in the next one.